Peace, black family. This your man Al Jihad, the God, Black Power, Crip Life. Those who know me know this. And I was looking at oh, I forgot the goddamn podcast, man. Damn, man, I forgot the damn podcast. I smoke so much goddamn weed, I be forgetting this shit. But anyway, it was three niggas. I think they was from neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken. They was in LA. You know what I mean? It was basically some Cali niggas. And one nigga, I think he's from the South or something. You know what I'm saying, someone from the deep South. But anyway, they was having a discussion talking about what is it about Oklahoma gangs and California gangs. You know what I mean? Why is they so intertwined? You know what I mean? And a lot of people was like, well, those brothers, and I said a lot of people, those brothers was like, some niggas went out there and turned them niggas out and all that. I always hear that word, turn them out. No, Oklahoma wasn't turned out, bro. You know what I mean? This is going out to all the out of towners, you know what I mean, that came through Oklahoma and saying that, you know what I'm saying, y'all trying to act like Cali and y'all trying to do this. We ain't trying to act like a goddamn thing, my nigga. This is who the fuck we is, homie. We been with the shit for many, many years. You know what I mean? It's just that that Cali just put a title on what we was already doing. Cause you already had projects like going against each other. You know what I mean? Different sides of town going against each other. Like I remember, like back in the day, for instance, like the blacks that's on that's deep southwest or deep southeast really didn't fuck with the northeast side niggas. You know what I mean? Niggas didn't fuck with the north side niggas. You know what I mean? North side niggas didn't fuck with too many of the west side niggas. So it was already tribes in Oklahoma. This is way back, in the early '80s, mid '80s, and shit. So you already had tribes in different, different neighborhoods or whatnot, different sizes of town and all that little type shit. The only thing that Cali did, well, for one, a lot of people don't know that, like, when a lot of the slaves came from like Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, shit like that, a lot of them ran up to Indian Territory, which is Oklahoma. You know what I mean? A lot of our ancestors, you know what I mean? So when they came from like Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida, you know what I mean, Tennessee, Kentucky, shit like that, they came up to Indian Territory. So when they came up to Indian Territory, you know what I mean, of course, some of our people were enslaved by it wasn't as fucked up as the white boy slavery, you know what I'm saying, but we still was working for another people. So anyway, when a lot of those pioneers or whatever, you know what I'm saying, white boys said they came back through Oklahoma talking about the California gold rush. So a lot of people don't know that a lot of black families shit got in their wagons or what the fuck ever, you know what I mean, horse and carriage or whatever, and they shot out west for the gold rush. You know what I'm saying? So it was family. It always been a family tie from Oklahoma to California. Like I said, a lot of people that was in Oklahoma shot to the west when it came to the gold rush. You know what I'm saying, back in like the late 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected, but if I'm not mistaken, the major gold rush in California was in the late 1800s. So, like I said, a lot of our people went there. Some of our people stayed, but it always been transactions from Oklahoma to California. So the family ties always been there. It wasn't that somebody came here and turned us out, quote as they say. It was that we always had family ties there. So some of our family that was on the West Coast, you know what I mean, some of them came down here to visit, whatever. But they was as they came though, it wasn't they would do. They was coming to say y'all should be Crips or y'all should be this. No, it started off with just the money thing, of course. You know what I mean? Them niggas came down here because the price of, you know what I mean, work and shit like that out there in LA, you know what I mean, California, that shit was cheap, you know what I mean, and the shit was plentiful. So when they came to places like Oklahoma, you know what I mean, they could sell this shit at a higher price, you know what I mean, because we're not getting that shit as often as they was. You know what I mean? So it started off as a money thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the younger LA niggas, know what I'm saying, catching cases and shit like that and had to run home to their family in Oklahoma, that's where it really came from. A lot of niggas was doing shit or just don't seen the money opportunity and, or catching cases out there on the West Coast. So they run right here to Oklahoma. You know what I mean? So, like I said, they didn't really feel too far from home, meaning California, because they came down here in Oklahoma and found that niggas is just as rough as niggas is in California. You know what I mean? So that's the whole little connection right there. That's the real connection of it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, me, I got a whole part of my mama's side of the family is in Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a lot of. I mean, a lot of us, you know what I mean. Like I said, got family in California. So far as when it came to the gang culture, it wasn't a easy. I mean, it wasn't a hard transition to the gang culture. Cause like I said, we already was having tribes. You know what I mean? We was already was having, what I mean, dope wars and shit like that. You know what I mean? Getting into it about, what I mean, shit like that. Niggas is. I remember back in the day when Lincoln Park nigga was like the PCP headquarters. You know what I mean? Everybody smoking wet. You know what I mean? Hell, you out playing on the slide and shit, you see valves and you know what I mean, shit like that, you know what I mean, water valves and shit like that. So like it always been just like it started off as a money thing, but as people's families and stuff went to LA and they started the whole Crip and Blood culture out there. So when they became part of that Crip and Blood culture, you know what I mean, they brought that down here. We sat back, analyzed it, like, okay, you know what I mean? Then, and then about niggas being family with niggas out there, niggas start putting on their family members. You know what I mean? So then the family members from Oklahoma would take that trip to go to California. No, because it is like now it is a lot of people that claim hoods that don't have no intentions on going to see them. Why I don't know. It seems like to me, every nigga that's from a California hood, you need to, what I'm saying, take that trip at least once in your cripping life. You know what I mean? So that's how I usually go. You know what I mean? You know, family members that's from Crip and Blood on the West Coast come visit or come live in Oklahoma. So it started. So that's why we took it on so thick like that, because it was mostly a family thing. It wasn't a just a random nigga just coming out the blue out just coming out of California and just, what I mean, he just finna just start the Crips. No, it wasn't at all like that. It was family, it was ties, it was family ties, blood ties and that. You know what I mean? So by us having those blood ties with the West Coast, you know what I mean, it made us more close and tight knit. Meaning, while we so close and tight knit, you know what I mean, we just started to kind of take on the ways, you know what I mean? Take on the swag, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like a lot of people saying that y'all learned Crippin' and Blood through Colors. No, motherfucker, we've been doing this shit. We was doing this shit before Colors. Colors just enhanced the shit. Now I ain't gonna lie about that. Colors, Boys in the Hood, shit like that. Yeah, they enhanced the gang shit, but it was already popping. But like I said, it was mostly on dope shit and just getting cool with niggas and then getting put on niggas sets. You know what I'm saying? As far as the LA niggas. That's how I started. Nigga coming out here making money with the LA niggas. LA niggas take a liking to a nigga. The niggas is family to the LA niggas. Niggas done kicked it with niggas for so long. Niggas done became brothers. So niggas like, nigga wanna be from the set, cuz? And, or blood or whatever. And nigga take that initiation, then also take that trip to the coast to meet, you know what I mean, to go out there to go see the hood. A lot of now that is one thing that is serious about Oklahoma crippling and blood, and that a lot of us take that going to California, like basically going to Mecca, like we take that serious. Like, you know what I mean? That is one of the things that kind of separate, you know what I mean, a lot of the gang shit here in Oklahoma. Like, you know what I mean? Like niggas like, okay, you from blah blah blah, huh? You been in your hood, my nigga? You know what I mean? Like that's just one of the questions that niggas be asking niggas. Like, you been to your hood? You know what I mean? You been to blah blah blah? You been, you know what I'm saying? You know, now the politics on far as like getting into who we get into it with, shit like that, that's a little different. You know what I mean? Now, that's a little different. And the only reason that's happening because like, like I said, Oklahoma, we was already family towards each other. So when certain homeboys had family members, let's say that was from 9-0 or some shit like that, I got family from Nutty Block. But me and the 9-0 homie, we grew up before it was a 9-0 or a Nutty Block. We were fucking childhood friends. You know what I mean? So his family member might be from 9-0 from out of LA. My family members might be from Nutty Block out of Compton. You know what I mean? So but we still kick it. So by us still being tight, you know what I'm saying, putting it work together, fighting niggas together, that forms that bond. So that's kind of how the Nutty Blocks and the neighborhood 9 O's kind of started to get that tight knit. Motherfucker got to knowing that we was kin to each other. You know what I'm saying? My brother actually, when he came from Compton, he stayed in neighborhood territory, the neighborhood 2 7s, you know what I'm saying, but also the neighborhood 9 O's also was over there, as well as the 6 O's. So by us being over there, me having cousins, him having cousins from 9 0, 6 0, 2 7, it just formed that bond. So the Nutty Blocks out here in Oklahoma, we tight knit with the neighborhoods here in Oklahoma. You know what I mean? It's not like that in California. We understand that. You know what I mean? A lot of us that represent gang coaches, for as California gang coaches or whatever, we we know what the rules and regulations and all that shit. We know what the politics is out there in LA, but we don't speak on them because we're not from LA. We're not from California, so we don't speak on their politics. You know what I mean? But one thing that I can give props for us with the Nutty Blocks, really, I would say the whole West Coast, but I can speak specifically to the Nutty Blocks on the West Coast, is that they respect us and our politics. You know what I mean? Like we from the same hood, and they know that, and they give us that respect because they know that people done lived and died for Nutty Block here in Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? Uh, and like I said, I can't speak on no other hoods, but the Nutty Blocks out there in Compton understand that we have our own politics. Like when some of the homies come out here from Compton, it kind of, kind of fuck them up a little bit. Like, damn, y'all fuck with the 9 O's. Damn, y'all fuck with the 60s. Damn, y'all fuck with the, you know what I mean? Damn, y'all beefing with them. Then we cool with them out there. You know what I mean? Like, like out here, Nutty Blocks and Shotguns. It's not quote unquote beef, but since we fuck with the neighborhood niggas real tough, the Shotguns fuck with the Hoovers real tough. You know what I mean? We had prior beef with the Hoovers back then, which kind of, what I'm saying, when like when the Hoovers would get at us or get at somebody from hood, we happen to be in the crowd, so nigga, we taking on that beef. Vice versa, we get at the niggas from Hoover, the Shotguns happen to be in the crowd, niggas will take that beef. So then, and that's kind of how that whole thing started. You know what I mean? So, that's just it's the different politics, man. It's different politics. You know what I mean? But it's different, but it's the same. You know what I mean? It's the same. But like that dude was saying on that podcast, I wish I could find that motherfucker, man, so I could show it to y'all. But just like that, just like Cub was saying on the podcast, like that nigga said, man, I went to Oklahoma, man. It's like, man, them niggas just like LA, man. Them niggas, I'm talking about them niggas dressed like nigga. I'm talking about khaki suits and Dickies and Chucks and I mean, yeah, we took on that trade. We took on that. Hold on one second. Oh yeah, it's definitely hurts. That's my homeboy that just came in, man. We finna have a session, man. This your man Al Jihad the God, man, Black Power Crip Life, man. Those who know me know this, man. And yeah, like I said, I'm finna have me a good old session, man. I just want to get on there because I seen that on that podcast. So I just want to just kind of reiterate that shit. You know what I mean? This is the whole thing, the Oklahoma City gangs versus the Cali gangs, not versus and going against each other, but you know what I mean, the differences and the likenesses. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, y'all getting me later, man. Al Jihad the God, man, Black Power Crip Life, man. Oh.